In 2004, a story and book broke out about a young boy who died and went to heaven, and even met Jesus. The entire book reads like a witness testimony for Christianity. The young boy appeared on television, and the book soon became the New York Times bestseller. A few years later, the boy publicly admitted that the entire story was made up, and the publisher had to cancel the book. The funny thing I noticed about this book is that the front cover says, "A true story." Ironically, in many places, the Bible also says that its stories are true. If somebody says it is true, or writes that it is true, does this mean we can believe it? If Christians can fabricate stories today, is it possible that Christians fabricated stories in Jesus' day? Absolutely, and probably even more so. We can even observe such evidence within the New Testament itself. Let's take a look. The early Christian churches received letters from its leaders, written by persons like Paul. These letters have been added to the New Testament storytelling books, the Gospels. Paul's letters, which make up nearly half of the New Testament, exist within a more grounded state of reality. Paul was probably uncomfortable spreading tall tales. When we place Paul's letters into contrast with the storytelling books, these storytelling books lead us away from a realistic feel and into a more outlandish imagination. In the book of Acts, we read about Paul's conversion on the road to Damascus. Paul sees a blinding light, communicates directly with a divine voice from heaven, receives a divine message, becomes completely blind for 3 days until Ananias touches him and scales finally fall from his eyes. Oddly, in Paul's own letters, he never, not even briefly, mentions any of these fantastic events ever occurring to him. In his letter to Galatians, Paul expresses in length his conversion without one mention of the amazing magical events that were expressed in the book of Acts. The book of Acts tells many stories about Paul being a great miracle worker. Paul casts a magical spell that causes a man to go blind for 1 season. Paul heals crippled people. He raises a boy from the dead. Paul survives a stoning without injury after being presumed dead and dragged out of the city. Imagine what a bloody heap of mess that would have been that he supernaturally survived from. He also survives a lethal snake bite, and his garments contained magical healing powers that could be delivered to any sick person for a one-time healing. It's difficult to imagine how Paul, within all 13 letters, fails to identify with any of these amazing tales. The contrast is very alarming and logically leads many scholars to believe that the storytelling book of Acts and the 4 Gospels, which were written at a much later time than the epistles or letters, began to embellish or fabricated fantastic magic and miracle tales. The Gospels are storytelling books.
I don't believe in masquerades. I don't believe that you're okay. I don't believe...
Hello, friends. Please help me grow this page by becoming a subscriber and clicking the support button right down below if you're watching on Facebook. Or go to patreon.com/Stairway to Reason and sign up, become a member for as little as $1 a month. And if you don't like subscribing and signing up for things, I have a PayPal where you can make reoccurring monthly donations for as little as $1. It's safe, fast, and super easy. Just ask for my PayPal link in the comments below. Thank you so much, my friends.
I don't believe in masquerades. I don't believe that you're okay. I don't believe that God will save. Only you can solve your problems. I don't care what they sold you.